Good evening, everyone. How are you? I hope you all have started your revision journey, the last moment preparation. If you are finding anything difficult, you can comment, you can let me know by any means. So, as it is mentioned here, Indian English Matchology questions we are going to solve today. Okay. This thing I have told you what you can get after joining the channel. So, let's not discuss about this. So, Indian English Matchology questions you will find one matchology questions, whether it's chronology or matching. This thing I have created matching and chronology. I made it matchology. Okay. So while solving one matchology questions, which whether it's chronology or matching, you will have many concepts clear if there is an explanation added with the questions. Okay. So we will practice that. There will be only Indian English focus. So let's start the class. Everybody must subscribe the channel if any of you are new to the channel, and do join if you want the class PDF, this PDF or mock test or any. And I have started the poll. So majority of the students want that there should be the unit wise mock test. Okay, so definitely we will start after the last unit mock test by Sunday, or maybe or from Monday we will start, and then after the practice mock test, EYQs and the questions. Okay, so do join the channel, do subscribe. I am trying my best, but you also with yourself, by yourself, do prepare, give your best. Okay, this is the time. You do not have to worry. Just wake up and try your level best. Let's start. Subscribe the channel, share to all the students, and let's see how many questions we are going to solve today. And literary theories question, do not miss. I have taken so much time to find such questions that is actually we have seen in June 2025. Okay, so if any of you will miss now, I will definitely going to thank you. Let's start the class. Thank you so much for joining. Let me tell you this question I have taken from sample papers. Okay, in this book, I found a lot of matching questions based on Indian English writers. So I thought you should watch and practice. So the first question we have to match the following Indian English poets with their poetic works. Indian English poet here and the poetic work. Rabindranath Tagore, Sarojini Naidu, Amrita Pritam and Toru Dutt. And the work you have Gitanjali, Indian Weavers, Immoral Waves and our Casuarina Tree. Here are the codes options. You have to find out the correct one. Match them instantly. So correct answer, everybody. Correct answer of this question. If we are trying to match Rabindranath Tagore first, we can match with A. So we can find in the option, one second. Here, Rabindranath Tagore with Gitanjali. Second with B, Indian Weaver Sarojini Naidu. Third with C, Amrita Pritam Immoral Waves. So it's Toru Datta or Sazverina tree. Okay. So correct matching here. Now let's see Rabindranath Tagore, Gitanjali. It's a very famous work by him. Gitanjali meaning song offerings is a collection of poems by Rabindranath Tagore, our Indian writer. Originally written in Bengali and later it was translated into English by Rabindranath Tagore himself. This work has won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1913. Sometimes it is also asked in exams, so must remember. Tagore was the first Asian writer to win the Nobel Prize for this work, Gitanjali only. The poem expresses deep spiritual devotion and the poet's personal communion with the God. The second one we have Sarojini Naidu, Indian Weavers. Sarojini Naidu, known as the Nightingale of India. Sarojini Naidu's poems often focuses on Indian life, people and their culture. Okay, this work, Indian Weavers, is one of her most famous poems portraying the life cycle through the metaphor of weaving, birth, youth and death. Then another one we have Amrita Pritam. Amrita Pritam's work Immoral Waves. In this, Amrita Pritam was a renowned Punjabi poet and writer known for her emotional depth and feminist voices. Remember the work Pinjar. Okay. Immoral Waves reflects her lyrical and introspective style, exploring the themes of love, pain, and immorality of the soul. So these works are very important, and also these writers their minor work always appear in the matching questions and chronology. So please do remember, okay? Then another one we have Toru Dutt or Sesvi Tree, the pronunciation here. Toru Dutt was one of earliest Indian poets to write in English. Remember, our Sesvi Tree is a deeply nostalgic and emotional poem dedicated to her childhood memories and lost siblings. Okay, so in tree symbolizes love, memory, and the continuity of a life. So remember the correct matching Rabindranath Tagore, Gitanjali. So that's why option A would be the correct answer. Okay, everything. Now let's move to the next question. Here is the next question. Question number 192. That is the question number 2 actually. In this you have to match the Indian English works with their Indian authors. Okay. So here the work you have relationship, a Sangam city, inheritance of loss, a reign of rights. Okay. And the author Kushwant Singh, Kamla Das, Jayant Mahapatra and Kiran Desai. And see the options also and try to match them. Okay. So what would be the correct answer? Matching questions, there is a trick, one or two writer or with their work. If you will identify correctly, it will be easier for you to match them. Okay. So relationship, a Sangam City, inheritance of loss. Inheritance of loss is the very important and popular work by Kiran Desai. So if we can match with the inheritance of loss with D, that is Kiran Desai. Let's see. Third, with D, we can find in the option number B only, okay? So now the first we can match with relationship Kamla Das, Sangam City, Kushwant Singh, and the reign of rights Jayant Mahapatra. So this is how you can find the correct matching, okay? So relationship is the work by Kamla Das. It is a collection of poems written by her, published in 1994. The poems are deeply personal, exploring the themes of love, womanhood, loneliness, and self-identity, which is actually Kamla Das was known for. Remember, she was a confessional poet, Indian confessional poet, compared to the one of American poets Sylvia Plath. Kamala Das is known for her confessional style and emotional honesty in the work. Sangam City, Kushwant Singh. So Sangam City is associated with the Kushwant Singh, the famous Indian writer, journalist, and novelist known for To Train to Pakistan. This work is very popular. His work often combine humor and social commentary on Indian society. Okay. Another Inheritance of Loss by Kiran Desai. This work always appear in the exam. This novel won the Man Booker Prize in 2006, and this work explores themes of migration, identity, and the clash between global and local cultures. And the last one we have A Reign of Rights by Jayant Mahapatra. It is a major poetry collection by him, A Reign of Rights, 1976. Remember the year. It showcases his meditative and symbolic style, blending Indian landscapes with introspective thought. So, correct answer was option B. Okay. Next question we have. Now we have to match the following Indian English works with the year of their publication. Now, this type of matching with the publication year, now it's too common. Indian English work and the year of publication. Chronology questions, we will do 10 to 12 questions only, okay? Because the explanation is added here, so video should not be longer. Here the work you have A House for Mr. Viswas, Mr. Stone and the Night Companion, An Area of Darkness, and In a Free State, year 1971, 1964, 1963, and 1961. You have to find out as per their publication. You have to match them correctly. What would be the correct answer? So if we will match A House for Mr. Viswas with 1961, so A, we will go with D. A with D. We can find first with D we can match. So in the option D, in option D, then Mr. Stone and the Night Companion, we can go with option C. Okay, second with the C and first with D. Then third with B, An Area of Darkness, An Area of Darkness in 1964. And the last one, four in a Free State, it's in 1971. So this is how the option D will become the right answer for this work. A House for Mr. Viswas by B.S. Nepal is a very popular and frequently asked questions for all the English literature exam. Written by B.S. Nepal, A House for Mr. Biswas, 1961 is a semi-autobiographical novel exploring the struggles of an Indo-Trinidadian man seeking the independence and identity. Independence and identity, how he has to live with their in-laws, everything is mentioned in this work. Mr. Stone and the Night Companion, 1963. This is then another work by B.S. Nepal, published in 1963, focuses on the life of an elderly man facing retirement and loneliness. Okay, all the works are given by B.S. Nepal. An Area of Darkness, 1964, published in 1964. It is a travelogue about his first visit to India that blends observation, criticism, and self reflection. In a Free State, 1971, published in 1971, this work won the Booker Prize in the same year, 1971. This work actually deals with the themes of freedom, exile, and the post-colonial dislocation. Okay, so all these works are by, you can simply remember, and by remembering the publication year, it will help you to solve the chronology question also. Now let's see the next question. Next question we have, match the following Indian English writers with their works. Here, Indian English writers and literary work. H. N. Chattopadhyay, Arundhati Roy, Anita Desai, Amitav Ghosh, The Coffin, The Algebra of Infinite Justice, Fire on the Mountain, and The Incendiary Circumstances. What would be the correct answer? I have prepared the all the Indian writers' work, all the Indian writers and their work with the publication year. Very soon you will get the video. Correct answer of this question would be, it's option A. Okay, option A, if we will see here, first with A, H N Chattopadhyay, we can match The Coffin. Second with B, it's in front of each other, Anita Desai, The Fire on the Mountain, and fourth with D, Amitav Ghosh, The Incendiary Circumstances. That is how this option A will become the correct answer. Now, Harindranath Chattopadhyay, H.N. Chattopadhyay, known as Indian poet, playwright, and the freedom fighter. The Coffin is one of his well-known short plays poems that highlights human suffering and emotional depth, often reflecting the social themes. So remember, this work, The Coffin, is by H.N. Chattopadhyay. Next, Arundhati Roy, The Algebra of Infinite Justice. Okay. The Algebra of Infinite Justice is a collection of political essays by her, published in 2002. This work deals with the global politics, war, nuclear issues, and social justice, showcasing Roy's activism and sharp critique of inequality. Then Anita Desai's Fire on the Mountain, 1977, is a publication novel by her, for which she has won the Sahitya Academy Award. Okay, this work explores the loneliness of women and the search for peace in a changing world. Amitav Ghosh, The Incendiary Circumstances, published in 2005, is a collection of essays by Amitav Ghosh that reflect on war, politics, and the human displacement. Okay, this work demonstrates Ghosh's mastery in both fiction and non-fiction. So this would be the correct answer. H. N. Chattopadhyay, The Coffin; Arundhati Roy, The Algebra of Infinite Justice; Anita Desai, Fire on the Mountain; Amitav Ghosh, The Incendiary of Circumstances. There are many minor works of the major writers that many of us have not even heard. Okay, so we should have at least knowledge about that. Next question we have, list one you have a writer and the list two you have the work. So match the following. You have to again match K.B. Vaid, O.V. Vijayan, Dilip Chitre, and A.K. Ramanujan. Says Tuka, this is very, very important. The Diary of a Maidservant, Samskara, and Saga of a Dharmapuri. Which would be the correct one? So correct answer of this question would be, let's see. There are this work is, I think, different. So correct answer, it's option C. Option C. We can match with here there should be mentioned A, B, C, and D. So A with the second we can match K.B. Vaid, The Diary of a Maidservant. B with 4, Saga of Dharmapuri, Dilip Chitre with first Says Tuka and A.K. Ramanujan Samskara. Okay, so this is the correct matching. The KB Vad, remember the work at least. KB Vad, The Diary of Maid Servant, that means Ek Nौकरानी की Diary, was translated from Hindi by Sagari Sen Gupta. The book is by the preeminent Hindi author Krishna Baldev Vad, that is the KB Vad. It is translated by Sagari Sen Gupta. Okay, translated by Sagari Sen Gupta. Original author Krishna Baldev Vad, translator Sagari Sen Gupta. Remember the translator name also. Original title एक नौकरानी की डायरी and the saga of Dharmapuri is a satirical political allegory reflecting on moral decay in a society. Okay, this is different. Next question. Next, O.V. Vijayan. The English translation of O.V. Vijayan's The Saga of Dharmapuri was done by the author himself. He is the writer. He was the one who translated this work. So the book was originally written in Malayalam and was translated by Vijayan into English for the Penguin Books publication in 1988. So the original language it is written Malayalam and the original translator of the work Vijayan himself. Next one we have Dilip Chitre Says Tuka. This work is very important. The book Says Tuka is translated by Dilip Chitre. It is a collection of selected poetry by the 17th century Marathi saint poet Tukaram. Chitre was a well-known bilingual writer, poet, critic, and painter who received the Sahitya Academy Translation Prize for this work specifically. Okay, so original author of Says Tuka will be Tukaram. This work has already won Sahitya Academy Translation Prize for this specific translation by Dilip Chitre. Okay, and Dilip Chitre was a bilingual poet and critic who wrote both in Marathi and English. So he is known for translating Says Tuka, which is actually written by Tukaram. Next, A.K. Ramanujan Samskara. This is the novel translated by A.K. Ramanujan from the original Kannada. He is the acclaimed translator who brought the work of author U.R. Ananthamurthy to English-speaking audiences. So, original author you have U.R. Ananthamurthy, translator is A.K. Ramanujan. Original language, this work is actually written in Kannada, okay? And the English title of this work is Samskara, Right for a Dead Man, okay? And who is the translator? A.K. Ramanujan. So, I hope everything is getting clear to you. With one questions, there are many. Now, let's see. Next question. Here you have to match list one you have writer and list two work. So Amitav Ghosh, Amrita Pritam, Anita Desai and Arundhati Roy. Everybody, the initial letter is AAA. Try the Peacock, God of Small Things, Kagzi De Canvas and the Circle of Reason. Options you have, should I mention A, B, C and D? Many of the works are familiar, so it will be easier for you to match them. Amitav Ghosh, we can take him to the circle of the reason. So first, A with 4, okay? A with 4 you can find in the two options B and C. Now Amrita Pritam we have Kagzi Te Canvas. So B with the third. In the both option we can find. Then Anita Desai Cry the Peacock. Cry the Peacock. So C with the first, okay? So C with first we can find in the only option C. So correct answer would be option C and Arundhati Roy, the very popular work God of a Small Thing. So D with the second, okay? So this is how option C would be the correct answer. Amrita Ghosh, sorry, Amitav Ghosh, The Circle of Reason, his debut novel 1986, blending the myth, history and the migration themes. Amrita Pritam, Kagzi Te Canvas, a Punjabi poet and novelist. This is the Kagzi Te Canvas, that means the paper and canvas, is one of her autobiographical works by Amrita Pritam. Remember, Anita Desai, Cry the Peacock, this work is also very popular. Her first novel, 1963, exploring the psychological struggles of a woman and named Maya. Then Arundhati Roy, The God of Small Things. This work is very important. The God of Small Things have already won the Booker Prize in 1997. And this work is a novel set in Kerala, India, that explores the themes of forbidden love, social injustice and family trauma. Remember, the theme is also asked by NTA. So remember, through the story of fraternal twins Estha and Rahel. Okay, remember the name. Key aspects, if you will find out about this work, this is the tragic consequences of their mother Ammo's relationship with Velutha, an untouchable and the destructive impact of the rigid caste system which we have in our society, which ultimately tears the family apart. Okay. This novel also critiques post-colonial Indian society, family dysfunction, and the crushing weight of tradition and the societal rules in the society that actually it is like a burden to people. I hope everything is clear. Now let's see the next question. Match the following. There is the writer and their work A.K. Ramanujan, Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, Girish Karnad, and H.N. Chattopadhyay. The work you have The Striders, Durgesh Nandini, Yayati, and Abu Hassan. Find out the correct answer. Has been since many days my voice is not getting normal. So let's not waste the time. Find out the correct answer. Correct answer of this question would be if we will match Durgesh Nandini. Durgesh Nandini we can match with Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. This work is very popular, right? Durgesh Nandini, Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. So here A, B, C, and D. So B, C, and D. B with the second we have to find out. In the C and in the option A we can find. Remember, by finding one correct answer in the matching and chronology, you can eliminate the rest of the options. Okay, then it will become easier. The Striders. The Striders is by A.K. Ramanujan. So it's A with it's A.K. Ramanujan. So it is option A with 1. And we can find in the option D only. There is something wrong with the options. Let me clear. The Strider is a poem by A.K. Ramanujan. Okay, so we can go with A with first. Then another one we have a Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, Durgesh Nandini. So B with second. Then another one we have a Girish Karnal, Yayati. So it's already in matching. C with third and the H in Chattopadhyay, Abu Hassan. So D with the fourth. So A1, B, option D would be the correct answer. Okay. A, B, C, D, it's in sequence. Here the answer is written, mentioned wrong, B. But here it is correct, here it should be the D1. So The Strider is a poem by A.K. Ramanujan published as the title poem of his first 1966 anthology that explores the themes of existence, resilience and the precariousness of life through the image of water striders. Okay, this work contrasts the delicate yet powerful existence of the insect with the idea that only prophets walk on water, suggesting that all living things possess a unique power and balance. Okay, so it is his first poetry collection exploring the cross-cultural identity and personal experience. This is the work The Striders by A.K. Ramanujan, 1966. Then Bankim Chandra Chatterjee by Durgesh Nandini by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. So Bankim Chandra is one of the earliest and most important Bengali novelists. So Durgesh Nandini 1865 is a historical romance involving Rajput and Pathan conflicts. Okay, it is a complex love stories. It helped popularize Bengali novel as a form. So Durgesh Nandini majorly tells the story of a love triangle between Jagat Singh, Mughal general Tilottama, and the daughter of a Bengali feudal lord and Aisha. Okay, it is mentioned here. Remember, it is a historical romance involving a Rajput and Pathan. Okay, so this is the complex love stories. Now, Girish Karnad, we have Yayati is a famous Indian playwright. Girish Karnad is a famous Indian playwright. So Yayati is one of his early plays based on the mythological king Yayati who exchanged his old age with his son's youth. The play you will find the myth to you question selfishness, responsibility, and desire in modern terms. And the last one, H.N. Chattopadhyay's work, Abu Hassan. Abu Hassan's Harindranath Chattopadhyay was a poet, dramatist, and actor. This work is one of his one-act plays, often staged as a light, entertaining piece with elements of fantasy and humor. So I hope all the works and the writer, publication here, and the important points clearing to you. Now let's see the next question. This could be the last one. This is also a matching, and again you have to match with the publication year. So here you have the interior landscape, Mrinalini Anandamath, his poems and plays, 1927, 1866, 1869, and 1967. Now here is the ABC mentioned. Find out the correct one, everyone. So we have to arrange them as the chronology. It's a matching, but which work will be come first? We have to match them accordingly. So let's see. No, we have to match them as per their which work is published in which year. So as per that we have to match. So let's see the correct answer. Brinali Interior Anand Math and his poems and plays. Correct answer of this question is option A, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Option A, 4, 3, 2, 1. So A we can match with 4. A with 4, that is the interior landscape, 1967. Then B we can match with the second, Mirinalini with 1866. Anand Math, we can match, Mirinalini will go with 1869. So B will go with third. And C with second, 1866. And his poems and plays will go with 1927. Correct me if I'm wrong with the publication year. So the interior landscape, the full title is Love Poems from a Classical Tamil Anthology, first published in 1967. So it is a collection of English translations of ancient Sangam Tamil love poems. Okay. The interior landscape is a book of classical Tamil love poems translated by the poet and scholar A.K. Ramanujan. It is actually a collection of 112 poems. How many? 112 poems that are organized into 5 phases of love from first meeting to final. Author A.K. Ramanujan work, a translation of classical Tamil poetry. Content you will, this work actually explores the 5 stages of a romantic relationship using nature imagery to represent inner feelings. And it was originally published in 1967. Then this work also introduced the classical Tamil poetry to a wide English reading audience and showed Ramanujan's skill as a poet translator. So that is why this is very, very important point to remember. Mrinalini, it is a novel by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, first published in 1869. It is a historical romantic story set in Mughal period Bengal, mixing love, loyalty, and early nationalist feeling. Okay, this work shaped the Bengali historical novel. Okay, Mrinalini by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. Next one, Anand Math. It is also by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, famous for the patriotic song Vande Mataram and set against the Sannyasi rebellion. Then another one we have his poems and plays 1927. It is a collected volume of a writer's verse and drama matched in his question with the year 1927. Okay, so that is how all these important highlights and the writers and the works is important to remember for the exam. Now let's see the last question, then we will wrap up. Do subscribe the channel, everyone. Do share to all the students if you are part of any group. Here again you have to match with the writer and their work. A river, the cost of living, the two rings, the parrot. And the writer you have Arundhati Roy, A.K. Ramanujan, H.N. Chattopadhyay and Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. This is the question that I have taken from the sample paper. Okay, the book suggestions is also done for paper 1 and paper 2, the most in literary terms by M.H. Abraham. So I hope the important one you must have actually. Let's see the correct answer. Correct answer is its code is given here, but correct answer is not mentioned. Still, we can find A.K. Ramanujan. A.K. Ramanujan with a river. A.K. Ramanujan, we can take him to the a river. So A we can find with 2 in the option C only. Okay. So the correct answer would be option C. Option C would be the correct answer. A.K. Ramanujan, 1929 to 1993, was a major Indian poet, translator, and folklorist and scholar who wrote in English and Kannada. Remember, he taught for many years at the University of Chicago and played a key role in modern Indian English poetry and translation theory. A River is one of his best known English poems in the collection The Striders. It is already appeared in the question. It describes a river in Madurai that is celebrated in traditional Tamil poetry. Okay, Ramanujan contrasts classical poets who glorified the river only in flood with the harsh reality of a floods destroying the poor people's hearts and lives. Whenever the storm comes, whenever the any natural disaster comes, only the poor one get affected majorly. They get affected a lot. So this is what he has described here. That flood, whether it's drought, earthquake, everything it is earthquake, so everybody suffers from that. Cost of Living is by Arundhati Roy, 1961, is an Indian novelist and political essayist famous for her Booker Prize winning novel The God of Small Things, 1997, and for her outspoken essay on globalization, dams, nuclear policy, and social justice. So, Cost of Living is a 1999 is a collection of two long essays. Remember the first, The Greater Common Good on large dams, especially the Narmada project, and The End of Imagination on nuclear test and militarism. Then we have The Two Rings by H.N. Chattopadhyay. This work is was an Indian poet, dramatist, actor, and politician. This is a small video you can use for your revision. Okay. Brother of Sarojini Naidu, he wrote in English and Bengali and is known for lyric poems as well as many short, often allegorical plays. The Two Rings is one of his short dramatic pieces that uses the symbol of rings to show the contrast between true love, commitment, and shallow attachment or greed. Then the another one we have The Parrot. It is by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, was who was a pioneer of the modern Indian novel in Bengali and the author of Anand Math. Okay, The Parrot is a short piece that is attributed in these guides to Bankim's fiction, where a parrot and its training become a vehicle to satirize rigid social or educational system. Okay, so these are the highlights of all these works by all these writers. I hope everything is clear to you. By solving one matching questions, I hope many thing is clear. So keep preparing. We will have a lot of matching questions based on all the units. So do not worry, and by yourself do prepare, and please, the specifically beginners, it's a message for you. Don't get scared, don't be nervous, just give your best. Okay, so how do you like these questions, chronology questions, matching questions specifically? If you want more such questions, do comment and let me know so that I can prepare more questions. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. Do take care of yourself, and bye bye.